Facebook. And for those of you on Spreaker and iHeartRadio and the leadershiptklstation.com's website, welcome to the show. Welcome, welcome. Lakeisha McKnight. I'm your leadership specialist, your wealth mentor, your author of several books. Many of you know about the one I've shared online several times, which is Leadership TKO, 12 Truths to Implement to Become a Winning Leader. And so listen, before we dive in, I'm just going to give it some time. I know Facebook is allowing people to know that we are live. We are here on this beautiful, beautiful evening. I'm actually going live from Chesapeake, Virginia, here in the US of A. And so listen, welcome aboard. And I know you might be wondering, well, what, Lakeisha, you're dressed a little bit different. You got a suit jacket on. You got all this stuff going on. What is so special about today's segment? And so I'm going to give you all some time, okay? Give you all some time. If you don't know or not familiar with the show, we normally do this show every single evening around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so the purpose and the whole goal of the show really is to empower leaders like yourself with the ability to win from the inside out, growing your influence, your impact, and your income. Come on and say it with me. Influence, impact, and income. That is what we focus on here with this particular show. And so if you're looking to make some changes, if you're looking to enhance your life and go on the journey of personal development, this show will help you to do just that. It would act like a supplement for those of you who are on your journeys already. And for those of you who are kickstarting it, you are in the right place at the right time. And so listen, I'm excited. I'm truly excited about the information that I am going to share with you on tonight. And so what I want to do first and foremost, many of you are familiar with this, but yeah, let's do this. Feel free, like or love the stream. Okay, go ahead and do that. Let's take care of these preliminaries. Like or love the stream as you're tuning in right now. I'm actually going to share it to several places. I want to definitely practice what I preach. And so I'm going to share this onto an official page of mine. All right, so let me go ahead and share it there. And I'm also going to be sharing it in a very special group of business partners of mine. So let me go ahead and share it there as well. Okay, let's go ahead and share it with them. Perfect. And so again, welcome aboard, guys. Like or love the stream. Comment below as we're engaging together on this evening. And then you can do your own watch parties or share this out to those that you care about. Those are part of your business teams. Go ahead and do that so that we can help others to grow by leaps and bounds. And so listen, I'm excited as I shared. You know, at the beginning of every episode, what we try to do is give you a bit of an appetizer. Okay, now there's something special about today's session, and I'll let you know towards the end of the session. But what we're going to do first and foremost, okay, first and foremost is take care of the appetizer. I'm going to give you a little bit of a leadership nugget. You all already know. Got to give you that leadership information that's going to really help you to jumpstart your week as we prepare for an epic week. This week is going to be epic. Your businesses are going to grow by leaps and bounds. You all are going to attract some movers and shakers into your organizations. It's going to be absolutely epic. And I'm hoping that you are in for a ride, okay? You're in for this ride for the week. You want to make sure you buckle up your seatbelts because it's going to be absolutely spectacular. All right? Spectacular. Absolutely. Look, let's go ahead. I have that leadership nugget for you. Now, many of you know I've been focusing in on my leadership mentors content, and that is Dr. John Maxwell. This beauty right here is just another one of his masterpieces, okay? And so it's Relationships 101. We cannot, absolutely cannot escape from having to interact and work with people at varying degrees, right? We're going to interact with people. So parents, you interact with your kids. You have other family members that you interact with, right? Those of you in the corporate sector, you're interacting with those who are managing you or supervising you. And if you are a supervisor, you're interacting with your employees. Is that right? And then for those of you who are entrepreneurs, whether you are working from home or doing your business from home or any other place, okay, if you have a traditional business, you're interacting with your teammates, you're interacting with your, with your business partners, affiliates, whomever they are. You are interacting with people. at varying levels, degrees, frequencies, okay? And so it's important that we understand how to work with people. How do we interact with people? And so we're going to talk about that on tonight. All right, because Dr. John Maxwell, he mentioned some amazing content and information here. Now, in this particular book, in the second chapter, he begins to talk about the importance of what we need to know about others. What do we need to know about others? And one thing he begins to delve into is things that everybody needs to understand about people. What is it that we need to understand about people? He says one thing that we need to understand about people is that everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody wants to be somebody. Okay? You don't just want to be any old small Joe just walking down the street and in your look. You don't want to just exist. You want to live. You want to truly have an impact the lives of other people that God has predestined for you to impact, right? So everybody wants to be somebody. They want to feel as though they're significant. They want to be recognized. And that's maybe the case for you, okay? If you're a human being, if you're breathing right now and watching this video, you want to be recognized, okay? So everybody wants to be somebody. See, there isn't a single person in the world who doesn't have the desire to be someone, to have significance. And that is exactly what Dr. John Maxwell is saying in this portion of his book. But that's not the only thing. Not only does everyone want to be somebody, but he also shares that nobody cares how much you know until he or she knows how much you care. Like if I came up here and if I never expressed a desire to want to see more people grow, more people become and walk in the as a leader, the leader that God has called you to be. If I didn't express how much I cared for people, you wouldn't want to hear anything that I have to say. For those of you on Facebook or any other platform out there, it would just go right over your head. You wouldn't be tuning in right now. Okay, you wouldn't be paying any attention to any information that I share online or offline. You just wouldn't care. Okay, you absolutely wouldn't care. And so it's important that you express as a leader, allow people to see by way of your actions how much you care for them. And then also couple that with words. Now, you want to be appropriate, of course, because if you're in a business environment, saying that you love people, love them, I love you all day, that, you can kind of drill it in the ground a little bit too much. You just want to make sure you're appropriate in the words that you choose. Show how much you care for people by your actions. By your actions. Now, granted, I do express and I share, for example, that I love people. Okay, and I do let people verbally know that I love them, right? Okay, but again, it's just you have to be appropriate, make sure it's the right setting, okay, and that you're not going overboard with that expression verbally, okay? So share with people, let people get a sense of how much you care for them. All right, especially if you're trying to offer a product or a service or whatever it may be for those of you who are entrepreneurs. They're not going to care what you have to offer, any special features of your product. They don't care about none of that. They want to see, are you a genuine person? Are you authentic? Okay, or are you just after the next sale? Are you trying to get them into something? No one wants to feel as though they're being got or caught, as if they're an animal and you're the prey and they're trying to catch you. They're trying to hook you. No one wants to feel as though they are someone's prey. They want to feel as though they're human, right? And they have a need and you have a solution that you can provide for the need that they presently have. And so show how much you care. That is ideal, okay? That is ideal. So that's the second point that he makes in this particular chapter. But he also shares that everybody needs somebody. Have you ever heard that cliche? Or people say because they're in their emotions at the moment, they may say, well, I don't need, or maybe let's go even deeper. For those of you who were children, right, a little bit younger, you ever heard that from parents who have experienced hurt? I don't need no man. I smile internally, but I'm also feeling and sensing the hurt that is behind those words. There's a lot of hurt, there's a lot of baggage, there's a lot of experience behind those words when people say, I don't need anyone else. Or even when it comes to traditional songs religiously, when someone says, all I need is Jesus. Okay, all you need is Jesus. No. You might be trying to say that primarily you need, what's most important to you is a relationship with Jesus. But all you need is Jesus may not be accurate. Okay? Because you do, while you're here on earth, you're going to be interacting with people. So people need other people. So don't go around saying, I don't need anyone. I don't need a man. You need to have interaction with people. You might not want to have a relationship in this season of your life. But when it comes to just being around people, connected with people, we are relational beings. So we have to connect. We have to relate. That's why at the beginning, God said it's not good for man to be alone. It's not good for man to be alone, period. Got to interact with a person of your kind. Hanging around animals all day. Can you imagine? He'd be starting to look like Tarzan, that fictional character out there. So listen, everybody needs somebody. That's the whole point that I'm trying to get to. Okay? Everybody needs somebody. So he makes a great point there. Now, here's another point when it comes to understanding people. He has 2 more points, okay? So here's a second to the last. He says, everybody can be somebody when somebody understands and believes her. Let me repeat that one more time. Everybody can be somebody when somebody understands and believes her. Everyone wants to be understood, number 1. And everybody wants someone to believe in them. That is what Dr. John Maxwell is saying. Can you imagine if you went through life and no one understood? You just felt like you were on an island by yourself and no one understood you. No one understood, how you have big dreams and big desires. No one understood how you just want to feel like you're heard, that you want to feel as though, someone cherishes who you are as an individual and not trying to change you. Can you imagine that? And most people, everybody truly wants someone to believe in them, right? To believe, to have faith in them. And my thing is, if you have faith in you, even if you have faith the size of a mustard seed in yourself, I believe in you. I believe in the gift. I believe in the purpose for which God created you. So because I believe in God, I have no choice but to believe in you and what he's called and created you to be, because you're here. Okay, you're here, and there's a reason why you're here. So I believe, if nobody else believes in you, I believe in you. I believe in the dreams that are locked in you, waiting to be unleashed. I believe in the person that you're becoming. Okay, I believe in you. And the other point that Dr. John Maxwell makes, which, this guy, he's just amazing, guys. Listen, he says, anybody who helps somebody influences a lot of bodies. Let me repeat this one more time so you don't get confused, so the people in the back also can hear. Here's what he says. Anybody who helps somebody, if you help somebody, right, you influence a lot of bodies. You influence a lot of bodies. If you help somebody, you see, inside of every individual, I truly believe there's a nation. So as you support and as you believe and as you assist and empower a person, you potentially can empower a nation. That is what I truly believe. And this is what I'm receiving from this nugget from Dr. John Maxwell. So let us recall, how we can understand people a bit more. Let's just list, of course, those nuggets he shared. He says, everybody wants to be somebody. These are the things you need to understand about people. Everybody wants to be somebody. That's number 1. Number 2, nobody cares how much you know until he knows how much you care, right? That's number 2. Number 3, everybody needs somebody. Okay, everybody needs somebody. Number 4, everybody can be somebody when somebody understands and believes her. And then lastly, anybody who helps somebody influences a lot of bodies. Okay, influences a lot of bodies. Now, I'm praying and hoping that you've gleaned much from that leadership nugget. I'm telling you, understanding people will help you to better connect with others and ultimately connect with yourself. Okay, connect with yourself. And so, listen, that was the appetizer, but I do have a main meal for each and every one of you. I have a main meal for you. And so let me go ahead and pull it up right here so you can see it on my screen. And then we're going to get to that special reason why I'm all together the way that I am during this stream, okay? So let's go ahead. I'm going to share the screen. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Okay. All right, so here we are. Here we are. So you all should see my screen. You know, the main meal is coming from Mr. T. Harv Eker in his book, Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. So as we're beginning this week, okay, let us affirm boldly. Let us confirm, or I should say affirm courageously that we have billionaire mind. So point to your mind, put your hand on your mind or to your heart, and go ahead and affirm loudly and type it in. I do want to see those typings, right? Listen, I have a billionaire mind. If you need to close your eyes and take it in, go ahead and do it. But you want to speak it out. You want to affirm it out into the universe. I have a billionaire mind. That is what you want to say, okay? And you need to couple that with actions. And that's why, for example, we're going through some of these nuggets from T. Harv Eker's book, Secrets of a Millionaire Mind. All right, so listen, we're on the 14th point. We're on the 14th point. Here is what it says. And he compares those who are rich with cash flow, right? Comparing it to those who are poor. And I like to look at it from these two perspectives, comparing the wealthy to those who are part of the working class. You can look at it that way as well. Here's what he says. Rich people manage their money well. Okay? Rich people manage their money well. But poor people mismanage their money well. You see? There's a difference. Rich people manage well. Poor people mismanage their money well. And that is the clear difference. Okay? So rich people are good at managing their money. You know, they handle their money very well. See, wealthy people are not smarter than poor people in any way. They just have different and more supportive ways of handling money, or I should say fiat or cash. Okay, cash. Because I don't want you to believe that cash is money. That's a whole nother stream, okay? Now, it may not be a very glamorous topic, but it leads to this. You know, how well you manage your cash is the only difference between financial success and financial failure. See, it's easy to be able to master cash. You must learn to manage it properly. Okay, you have to learn how to manage it properly. So, for example, it says until you show you can handle what you got, you won't get any more of it. Okay, so you have to manage the very little that you have first to be trusted with more. Okay, you must acquire the habits and the skills of managing a small amount of cash before you can have a larger amount. So manage what you have well first and foremost. You see, the habit of managing your cash is more important than the actual amount itself. Let me repeat that one more time. The habit of managing the cash is more important than the actual amount. Okay? And that's the difference. The difference is in habits, management. See, the bottom line, everyone, is this. Either you control that cash, okay, or that cash will control you. I repeat, either you control the cash you have, and as it comes in, or the cash will control you. Which one will it be? So again, this 14th nugget, rich people or wealthy people manage their cash well. But working class individuals, those who are, working a job and they're just on that path alone, they have a tendency, many of them have a tendency to mismanage their cash well. They mismanage it. I'm not saying all, but most of those individuals mismanage it. Okay? And see, that's the clear difference. And that's really what I wanted to emphasize for our main meal. Now, I know you may be thinking, well, Lakeisha, why are you dressed the way you're dressed right now? I have a reason for it. I really, really do. Okay? And I'm going to express to you and show you why I am dressed the way that I am dressed in just a second. All right? How many of you know that Leadership TKO, the brand, okay, has a magazine? How many of you know that we have an international magazine? The magazine is both available in print, and it is available digitally. Okay, it is available digitally. Now, the name of the magazine, as you can see, is Leadership TKO Magazine. It's just that simple. Okay, it's just that simple. This is what it looks like. Okay, that's what the back typically looks like. We have, of course, we've been in existence with this magazine since 2003. And let me see if I actually have, because I have, of course, the different versions here. Okay, let me see if I can actually pull up. Okay, this is an example of what it looked like in 2013, and it comes professionally in a package of plastic so that it protects the cover of it. It doesn't get bent up out of shape. That's one of my business colleagues that I collaborated with in the time past. We did joint ventures. I did joint ventures with people from Switzerland, people from Africa, and other places. And so excited about, of course, this young lady being here. And we don't just, it's multicultural. We don't just specify and, focus on people of darker pigmentation. We have people, of course, if they reach out, and this, again, you might be saying, well, Lakeisha, says legacy in the making. If you were here at the very beginning, you'll know that the magazine was first named Legacy in the Making. But then we wanted to solidify and align the brand together, and that's why the magazine shifted to being Leadership TKO Magazine. So it is essentially Leadership TKO Magazine. And this is one, of course, of our first copies of the magazine, and that was the way that the back used to look, okay? So we had a metamorphosis, We shifted quite a bit, and this is yet another one of the issues, okay, with our recent authors in our columnists, I should say our columnists on there. So again, this is the way that the back of the magazine looks, very professional. And I do want to take a moment because we've had quite a few individuals to express that they wanted to, be involved with the magazine. You want to actually understand how can you be involved by becoming an educational columnist. And there are many ways that people do become involved with the magazine. All right. So listen, this is the website, leadershiptkomagazine.com, just so that you all would know. Okay. And typically when you go to the website here, you'll see this information here. All right. Information, of course, the executive editor is yours truly. This is our recent issue, by the way. And I do believe I do have a copy of that recent issue. So listen, this is what it looks like here, just in case you're wondering. And again, it's just, very professional as far as in its delivery, the contents of it, very professional. Glossy cover. That's the way that we do things. We want to make sure we set a standard. Okay, not perfect by far, but we try to set a standard with what it is that we do. And when you go to the cover, you'll see and you'll recognize the different countries that the magazine, essentially that the brand Leadership TKO is actually known in. And so we're in South Africa, Hong Kong, Germany, of course the USA here. We're in Pakistan, we're in the Netherlands, Canada, China. And that's, of course, just to name a few, but we're in over 21 countries around the world. All right. That's where the magazine is purchased in these different countries. They're able to purchase it online. These are our educational columnists. I just want to recognize these amazing ladies. And it just so happened to be the case that all of them are ladies. We do not have anything against men. So, of course, fellas, you do have an opportunity to chime in, to express interest, and apply to be an educational columnist. Now, as an educational columnist, you cannot necessarily offer a product to be sold. It's for educational purposes only. But there are ways in which, if you want to have a business write-up, if you have an idea where you want to actually perhaps be on the cover of the magazine, you can be on the cover of the magazine. As you can see, for example, Sabrina Thomas, okay, she was on the cover of this issue, the fall 2018 issue, okay? And so you have an opportunity to be on the cover of the magazine as you express interest. Now, here are our educational columnists. I want to acknowledge these amazing professionals: Elizabeth People, Kelly Holland, Melba Haggins, okay, Char Michelle McDowell, Pastor Avita Smith, of course, Sabrina Thomas. She's a part of the educational columnist team. We have, of course, Arena Tenen, okay, Dr. Trinell Stewart. We also have Dr. Althea Weber-Bates. She's a part of the team. So we have amazing leaders who are a part of our team. Grateful for our educational columnists. They're just doing some amazing things. Now, we normally direct people, if you want to learn more about the magazine, and it is being updated gradually. So if you notice that something is slightly off, just understand it's being updated so that it's just for your understanding when you do come to the website itself, okay? So we want to make sure we acknowledge that, okay? So there may be something, of course, we have to click on as we go down. So you'll see, okay, these are just some of our stats, okay, for some of the places, the countries that we're in. This gives you a visual of how much the brand has expanded to various countries around the world. Look at that. And it's growing. It's growing by the moment, okay? It's growing by the moment itself. So you'll see this information here. You'll notice the preview. You can preview it right here and get a sense. All you gotta do is click that little button and it flips. So you'll be able to see the inside of the magazine. That's just a little preview. You're not gonna, of course, be able to read the entire thing on the website itself. So maybe you're watching this and you're like, Lakeisha, well, how can I possibly be, and these are just some of our previous issues that are on a slideshow here, but how can you become an educational columnist? Well, here is how it is possible, okay? You just simply go to where it says become a columnist. Become a columnist. You'll click on it, all right? And for those of you who are on social media, you may see the link above this stream. Okay, if you're on a podcast platform, look in the description area and you'll see it there as well. And so we have the doors virtually open for those of you who do want to apply to become an educational columnist for the year 2021. All right, so it is technically open. You can come and check this out. We do have a deadline to submit your application, and that is by December the 1st of 2020 of this year. So that is the deadline for those of you who have an interest and becoming an educational columnist. You'll see some of the expectations, okay? And of course, the amazing perks of this is that, there are many things that you can actually achieve. You can expand your brand. For those of you who are, experts in certain areas, for example, let's scroll up a bit. So if you are well knowledgeable on these areas, for example, travel, leadership development, sales and marketing, fashion, health and wellness, the nonprofit sector, legal, okay, in any type of legality matters, or when it comes to legalizing elements of business, this can be very helpful. If you're in the financial sector, or of course, if you focus in on professional development, such as enhancing people's hard and soft skills, and there's more information about that as well. So you'll be able to just submit this, okay? You'll be able to submit this. We'll get back with you in 8 to 10 business days. Again, 8 to 10 business days is ideal. All right. And so this is where you can find out more information about becoming a columnist. Click here. Go to the website, leadershiptkomagazine.com. Click on Become a Columnist. Submit the application, and we would be in touch with you. If you have a question about anything, feel free to be in contact with me. If you are connected with me on Facebook already, feel free to send me a message, or you can just go here and click on Contact Us and submit your request there if you do have a question. But that's really what I wanted to express, and that's the reason why I have this on, because I want to let you know that we represent here when it comes to Leadership TKO, and the doors are officially open for those of you who have an interest in submitting an application to become a 2021 educational columnist with this magazine. And again, several perks are involved, that will lend a hand to growing what it is that you do. If you just want to impact more lives around the world, that's a great reason. If you want to expand your brand, if you want to network with others, if you want to just be a blessing, you can be a part of this team. And guess what? Here's the other perk. We also provide a stipend. I know some of you are like, do you pay people? We provide a stipend in the form of cryptocurrency. We understand here, a part of Leadership TKO and the iLead company, which is the company that houses the brand, that things are changing with the monetary system. We like to be able to bless our columnists with assets, not liabilities. And we know that cash is a liability. And so we provide a stipend in the form of cryptocurrency for our educational columnists. And that stipend is, of course, released towards the end of the year because we want to make sure that the commitment remains intact. So again, I just want to say thank you for those of you who have been tuning into the Leadership TKO Live Night Show and gathering this information as it pertains to possibly being on board as a columnist with the Leadership TKO magazine. So listen, I appreciate you all. I thank you so very much. And listen, for those of you who are watching on tonight, maybe you're wondering, well, what is it that Lakeisha, what is it that you do? We do a lot, a part of, Leadership TKO, but we're also an affiliate partner with an amazing company out in Stuttgart, Germany. And so we're helping people to truly get on the path to freedom, to truly be able to impact more lives by providing that number one solution that most people need today, and that is money. So if you're looking for additional streams of income, okay, if you're needing to have mentors to help you to build a business, and you're looking to truly, be able to put yourself on the path towards financial freedom, well, we can help you to do just that. Okay, myself and my business colleagues. And we do have, of course, individuals who are watching this right now who are plugged into the resource, the wealth building system. And so get back with them if you desire more information about the wealth building system and getting at least, 7 or more streams of income going from a one source that we're plugged into. Now, if we are connected, all right, definitely send me an inbox message and we'll be glad. I'll be glad to help you get going and get you plugged in. And for those of you who are plugged in already to the wealth building system, please keep in mind that, of course, on today, there are some trainings going on that you can plug into. So get in contact with the person who introduced you to this wealth building system, and we can get you plugged into the training. So I appreciate you all. I thank you so very much for listening in on tonight. I'm Lakeisha McKnight, your leadership specialist, and for the magazine, executive editor of the magazine, Leadership TKO magazine. And with this podcast, again, I look forward to meeting up with you again tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So until then, I encourage each and every one of you to think, to speak, and to live leadership. Good night, everyone, and God bless.